let's talk safety here. So there's basically 4 rules of gun handling. 4 rules of, this is subliminal manipulation. Instead of saying 4 rules of the range, I like to say gun handling, because they work. Each of them work. So rules of the range, appeases the administrative requirements of the range. Rules of gun handling cover everything. So 4 rules of gun handling. What's the first one that we typically hear? What's the first one?
Treat every gun as it's loaded.
Right, yeah, or all guns are always loaded, that kind of thing. Which is fine, but that's administrative, right? So mine to you is, my number 1 is you, the gun handler, have to understand the status of your weapon system at all times. Status. Because in a gunfight, it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the person you are protecting. You're the guy who's 6 you are covering. So if your shit isn't rocking, you're not just fucking yourself, you're fucking somebody else. My 2, 3, and 4 are similar to what you have heard before. I think 2 and 3 should be interchangeable. I don't care which one comes first. What could be number 2?
Don't put your finger on the trigger until you're ready to, until you engaged.
Yep, until you have made that conscious,
you want to shoot.
Yes, thought process too, that you want that hammer to fall, right? So fingers off the trigger until you're absolutely, positively ready to freaking shoot. Number 3.
Don't point the gun at anything other than what you're trying to shoot.
Right, never cover anything with the muzzle of your weapon system that you do not wish to destroy. Now, those 2, right? Let's talk about those 2 a little bit. So when we talk like range fan, I don't have necessarily a down range. My range fan is Walmart parking lot. So there will be courses of fire where we move down range and then back up. Hot guns. We won't be doing any freaking bullshit like running backwards. Try that shit in the Walmart parking lot at 11 at night. Ass over tea kettle over a freaking parking impediment. Now you get your chicklets kicked in. So as long as we exercise good muzzle awareness and this right here, we'll be good to go with that. None of, I don't think any of that today, but tomorrow there'll be a lot of little, like dance steps, little stuff, little. And number 4, safety.
Be sure your target and beyond.
Right, know what your target is, what's beyond it, what's in front of it, and what's flanking it. Learn to perform a focal shift to see things in full spectrum from your muzzle to the target beyond left and right. Now, one of the things I talk about up front, and a lot of people glaze over it, and that's fine. I'm still going to talk about it. Because if it resonates with even one person, then I'm satisfied. Not really. It needs to be more than one. All right, so when it comes to like training your eyeballs to see things in full spectrum, I want you to try to remember to open up peripheral hearing, peripheral vision. Even when we're on a flat range and it's us, pistol, and target, I want you to try to see, like here, for instance, that magazine that accidentally fell out of that guy's gun 3 shooters down. Hear that click instead of boom, and the guy went, oops. Hear that shit. See that guy who jerked the shit out of the trigger and hit the wood and see the splinters fly. Or the guy who jerked the trigger and hit the ground in front of him. Try to pick up those things. Try to see and hear as much as possible. One other thing I'm going to talk about up front, and I will remind you about this one. Practice breathing. Practice breathing. Deep centering breaths. So the reason here is, in a gunfight, right? So stress inoculation, we forget to breathe. Short, shallow, short, shallow, short, shallow. Now you entered the world of visual distortion, audio exclusion. If you practice breathing on the range, taking those deep centering breaths periodically or during a lull or during a mag change or whatever, then you're more than likely to do it before you cross that threshold. You're more than likely to do it there. So, see, hear, breathe. See, hear, breathe. See, hear, breathe. See, hear, breathe. Just remind yourself here, and I would try to remind you as well. But you'll see me do it whenever I'm demoing something. It's non-stop. It's habitual for me. It's just going to happen.